Hi, everybody. I have like the new nerves. It's been a while. Last time I was doing this, I did it for 30 days straight, so I got really comfortable. But it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, so as I hit go, it's like, oh my gosh, feeling a little nervous about it, but that's okay. That's the reason to do it, right? I'll give it a few minutes just to see if anyone shows up live. Marinda, thank you for being here. Um, I want to share an idea today, actually, that I was reminded of. I don't know, it's been within the past weeks, but I think it's such a good one because, you know, what I most love to do is help people kind of bring big ideas to life. But more important than the big idea is how they feel while they're doing it. Hi, uh, is to really focus on the person behind the big idea and how the action feels and how the doing feels and how all of the decisions feel. Hi, Laurel. I'm so glad you're here and thanks for saying hi. So it will be here and hopefully I can see you next week. Yeah, thanks for popping in. So it's all about the feeling behind the doing and what happens when roadblocks come up. And one of the things that can happen when we're taking action on something and working on a big idea is this kind of chronic overthinking, right? Thinking about all the things, about decisions, about the future, about the past, about what ifs, about all the different pieces to the puzzle that we're trying to build. And a common question that I get from people is, all right, yeah, I can see that I'm overthinking, but how do I stop it? How do I stop all that noise? And the picture that comes to my mind when I think about this idea is of a storm outside, right? A hurricane comes in. My daughter, we've been talking a lot about her thinking, and she describes it like a hurricane just comes and it just feels awful. So imagine that a hurricane comes. It's a hurricane of thinking. And you might be having hurricanes of thinking all day. They might just come up at certain points of the day if you're working on something that requires your attention. And so the question, right, if we're standing outside in the yard in the middle of a hurricane, this question of like, how do I stop the hurricane? Like, how do I stop all this noise from coming? So on top of being in the hurricane, which in and of itself is a stimulating kind of intense experience, we're also, it's not only the hurricane that's crazy, but it's our experience of the hurricane that's really intense. So it's like these two layers of, oh my gosh, I'm in a hurricane and all the things that come with that. But two, how do I stop it? It's like trying to stop the wind and stop the rain. That's essentially the question I'm being asked. How do I stop this? So my answer is that you stop trying to stop it. And I know that seems maybe kind of trite and simple, but it's the difference between standing in the yard in the middle of the hurricane and coming inside the kitchen and watching the hurricane from the window, right? In both cases, the hurricane is still happening. But when you come inside and kind of look at it from this inside view, it changes your relationship to the hurricane. That's the part where I think we can be more aware and really practice that moment of, oh my gosh, I have all this thinking. It's not about how do I stop it, but how do I experience it differently? And the thing about our thinking, and this was kind of the core idea that really settled with me a few weeks back, is that our minds are self-correcting. Our minds are self-correcting. What that means, like this globe, this pyramid, and you've seen it a few times before if you've been here a while, is it's like a snow globe, right? And this pyramid is self-correcting, meaning that if you leave it alone, it's going to settle down on its own. That's just the nature of it. It's going to settle all by itself. You don't have to do anything. I don't have to go in and try and shake it to settle down. And in fact, the more I try and get it to settle down, the more shaken up it gets. An ocean is self-correcting. I love the ocean as a metaphor, right? If there's a storm, if there are winds blowing, it's going to get choppy. It's going to get really intense on top. But the minute that the storm goes away, the ocean self-corrects and comes back to this kind of level, calm place. In the same way as those things, your mind is self-correcting. When you have a lot on your mind, when you realize it, you're like, I can't stop thinking about the future or this event or how much money I'm making or all of the things that are just playing on your mental radio during the day. The question to ask yourself is not, how do I stop this? Because you can't. It's like trying to pat down the waves of the ocean or calm the winds of the storm. The question is more, how can I change my relationship to this? How can I step inside the kitchen and watch the storm from the window? How can I, instead of trying to swim through the waves, rest on my back and float, right, over the undulations? It's not changing it, it's changing your experience of it. And that's the part that you have control over. That's the part that you can practice. That's the part that you can start trusting more than this belief that we can somehow stop the weather, right? Or if we just work hard enough, then there will be no more tornadoes. I think that's it's like hitting your head against a brick wall. It's your mind was designed to think, and it comes in waves, and it comes at inopportune times. And I just want to kind of put out that your mind is self-correcting, and you don't have to do anything. And in fact, if you're willing to kind of trust that and just ride it out, so to speak, again, it changes your experience of it. You're much more calm and relaxed, even as things are happening that feel overwhelming. So that's the idea that I wanted to share with you today. I also wanted to invite you to a free class that I'm offering next week. I have been workshopping a bunch of new ideas, and I'm excited to kind of bring it to the online space. You're the first ones that are hearing about it, actually, so I'm going to copy the link to it, and I'm going to paste it in the comments, and I will pin that comment to the top. But next Thursday, the 9th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, on Zoom, so you can come no matter where you are in the world. I really want to share with you these 3 foundational ideas that I've been kind of workshopping, and I've been doing in-person workshops here in my local area, but I want to bring it to all of you online. So you can take a look at those details by following the link, and there's a button there where you can register, and I encourage you to register and try and show up, because I'm excited to kind of bring some of this back into the conversation with all of you. And it's perfect if you know my stuff, but you want a kind of a booster shot of ideas. If you've just discovered me and what I'm up to, it's a really great introduction to the foundations of my work and the place that I coach from. And it'll give you a chance to just ask any questions that may come up, and ideally walk away with some new insights around your own experience of the things that you're up to. So I encourage you to take a look, and thank you for being here today. I plan on showing up for some more Facebook Live events, and I thank you. I hope you all have a great day. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. I will be following up throughout the day. Talk to you soon.